Former President Donald Trump is pleading not guilty to nearly 36 felony charges in New York. His court appearance yesterday comes as we learn more about the accusations against him.
And it didn't take long for Trump to publicly fire back. Mark Lehman following the latest live in studio for us. And Mark, this all surrounds how hush money payments were allegedly handled.
Prosecutors alleging the former president orchestrated an unlawful scheme to influence the 2016 presidential election. Their charges Trump fiercely denies, calling all of this part of a political agenda against him. During an event at his Mar-a-Lago estate last night, Donald Trump took aim at prosecutors.
This fake case was brought only to interfere with the upcoming 2024 election, and it should be dropped immediately.
The remarks coming just a few hours after the former president's arraignment in a Manhattan courtroom. That's where he pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records.
They set up shell companies.
District Attorney Alvin Bragg alleges Trump concealed hush money payments to 3 individuals, threatening to reveal negative information about him during the 2016 election. $30,000 to cover up a story about a child he had out of wedlock, and more than $100,000 to 2 separate women claiming sexual relationships.
Catch and kill scheme. That is a scheme to buy and suppress negative information to help Mr. Trump's chance of winning the election.
Trump's attorneys vowing to fight the charges, saying there's a lack of facts in the unsealed indictment.
It doesn't allege any federal crime, any state crime that's been violated. It doesn't allege what the false statement is. And it's really disappointing. It's sad, and we're going to fight it.
Trump's lawyers say they'll dissect every charge in the indictment and plan their defense. They also tell us a motion will be filed to dismiss the case. The next hearing isn't scheduled until December. Bridget?
Thank you, Mark. And Trump's appearance led to dueling protests outside the courthouse in New York yesterday. Supporters clashed at times with Trump critics who want to see him convicted.
The former president has been spewing, vitriol and a lot of arguably nonsense. And I feel like the charges brought up are appropriate.
They brought up this case to humiliate him, to stop him from running. This is a shared political persecution.
While things did get heated, police say the scene remained mostly civil. It was a similar scene throughout the day yesterday at the former president's South Florida mansion. Crowds have been gathering outside Mar-a-Lago for days now, ever since news broke about the indictment. About 200 people were there last night as Mr. Trump returned, but there were no reports of any major problems.
So what comes next in all this? Prosecutors now have 35 days to provide Trump's lawyers with the relevant evidence in the case. That's expected to lead to several motions from his legal team, including a likely motion to dismiss. Trump's next in-person court date isn't until December, and important to note, none of what happens prevents him from continuing with his campaign.